Reach for me. There is a beauty.
Hello everyone, welcome to Liberebil. This is a POV review of the Hyundai Atos. As you guys can see, let's get straight into it. Sorry for the wind noise, but this car looks much better than the previous Atos. The previous car was far from a looker, and it really had its downsides. The Atos, let me open the boot here with the key quickly. I can show you. You have to lift this up over here. Decent sized boot. You can also fold the rear seats down by pulling up these tabs here. And then you can fold the bench down at the back. You got your seat belts at the back as well. 3 seat belts for 3 passengers. We climb at the back quickly. You guys try to speed through this video. Give you guys a nice overview of this car. This is in my driving position, and I mean, look at this legroom. That's not bad. I'm sat quite okay, actually really quite okay, because the windows are so tall. I don't feel claustrophobic in the car at all. We'll get onto the windows. It's actually a downside to this car, but not a downside, just I know a way of repairing it. Here's normal windy windows here at the back. Sorry, they just had the car washed, so that dirtied it over there or wetted over there. You have a cup holder here at the back. You got somewhere to put your keys. You got more pockets in front. Let's actually move to the front quickly. Oh, and this is where things really change over the previous Atos. So you have your instrument cluster in front of you, and okay, it's beeping. AC aircon is on. It is blowing nice and cold, so let's leave it on. Let's just put it to the feet so it doesn't blow into the mic and make a bit of a sound. Let's plug this in. So to show you this car's little party trick. And okay, confirm. We've got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay now standard on the Hyundai Atos. It certainly is a welcome addition to the Atos. Let's actually talk about the screen. Input is nice with Android Auto. The sound system, it's got decent low end. I've actually got some low end going on here. Mid-range and treble, not much going on there, but it is a cheap car, and we'll get onto the price a little bit later in the video. There's this pocket here over here above the cubby hole, which is quite large, to put like your wallet or your phone. If you have this up, it creates like a little pocket area, so the passenger can throw their wallet and phone or whatever its case in there. And they've got door bins here on the side as well. You've also got a cup holder over here, something here to put change, another space over here. Your electric window switches are now here. Right, gear stick, clutch is buttery soft, gears feel quite nice. It's a decent little car overall. I must say, I was concerned when I got this car, but now I'm actually quite impressed. It's not a bad car. It does the job. There's no place to lock the car from the center stack or here on the side, so you need to push that in order to lock the car, so remember to do that. It is something I keep forgetting actually about this car. Now let's go under the hood, talk about the engine. So underneath this tiny little bonnet is an equivalent tiny little engine. The engine here is a 1.1 liter injection. Where do you put this? Over there. Injection, and it produces 99 kilowatt and 150 newton meters of torque. Not a bad little engine, but let's move on actually now to the driving part, where we can talk about the engine a little bit more. Sorry for slamming the bonnet. I had a car last week that I actually had to slam the bonnet quite tight closed in order Right, let me not forget to lock the doors. This is where I actually start becoming quite impressed with the Atos. Now, a lot of you are probably expecting me to be nasty on the Atos. I'm not going to be. It's got issues, but I can forgive the issues because it's so cheap. At 159,000 Rand, a lot of newcomers in the car market can actually get in behind the wheel of an Atos, go to work, go to school, work hard, and then move up with the type of cars that they purchase. But this is a good entry point and a frankly good little car. The mirrors are still manual. That's actually quite funny. I never thought I'd see that in a car I drive here on Liberebil. And this is where the downside comes to when I was talking about these windows. Now, a lot of light gets in here and it really makes the car warm. So I would recommend tinting the windows as dark as possible, obviously to the legal limit. Get to that limit, because it's really going to make the car feel a lot more cozier to drive. Not only cozier, but it's going to be safer as well. People won't be able to peer into the windows, see something laying, maybe like my phone over there, maybe I forget it in the car, crack the window in order to get my phone. So tint the windows. I think it's going to help you a lot. The engine is nice and peppy when you're alone in it like I am now. When you fit a passenger and some passengers at the back, you really need to work this little 1.1. I'm not saying it's slow, but you do need to work the gearbox a little bit. But you can probably tell I'm quite calm with these gears. The shifts are, how do I say, what's the word now? The shifts are like, they're solid. I think that's a good term. The shifts are solid, purposeful. If I put the gear in, third gear 40 kilometers per hour, fourth gear 50 kilometers per hour, and fifth gear 60 kilometers per hour, and I can chill here. And now I'm doing 60, and say I want to just accelerate a little bit. There we go. I'm not putting my foot down, just touching the throttle at 70, and that's 80. Quite briskly. It's not a bad little power plant, but again, when you put passengers in here, you're gonna need to work the gearbox and accelerator a little bit more. I'm currently averaging 7.3 liters per 100 kilometers, and I can actually get it as low down as 6.1 liters per 100 kilometers if I'm quite gentle on the throttle. Overall noise in here, not too bad, much better than the previous version. And if I turn the volume up of the radio, I can drown out some of that noise. But it's a cheap car. It's certainly better than the other cheap cars I've driven here on Liberebil. Really impressed with this little car when it comes to its recommendability, because I can wholeheartedly recommend this car to, I can wholeheartedly recommend this Atos to a buyer just wanting a daily driver to poodle around in town. And more specifically, man, aircon is decent as well. I'm gonna climb onto the freeway now, and then you guys can see how the wind deals with it. I'm not gonna bother with the parking thing. It's a small car. It's really easy to park, really easy to parallel park because it's so tiny, and the visibility is really good, so you can see clearly right around the car. I don't know if you guys can hear some of the ambience coming into the car now. I'm still in 5th gear, right? I haven't geared down. Hey, do you want to race? You'll get whooped, my friend, with my Atos. I've always thought that the Atos and like the i10 is the same car, because I'm like, I can't really differentiate them. But I think the Grand i10, the Atos is now the base model basically in the Hyundai range. I'm just glad to get the Android Auto so I can have my Waze maps open here to see where I'm going. I'm still in 5th gear. I'm just touching into the throttle. I'm doing 90. I'm doing 100. Wind's not really blowing the car around at all. I'm doing 110. I told this bike he must move because this Atos is too powerful for him. I'm doing 120. I think this one in front of me is full bottles. I don't know if you guys can see, but my hands is quite steady on the wheel. I can put one hand on the wheel as well. The wind is not playing with this. Is a big truck. A little bit of breeziness, but yeah, much better than the previous one. The previous one was like a leaf. I was blown around all over the show. This is much better. Okay, this guy, I'm gonna go past him now because he needs to go over. There we go. Thank you. You can't drive in the middle of the road, my bro. Atos is too powerful for you. And here's an i10 behind me as well. I'm just very impressed at how relaxing this car is to cruise about in, because the engine I can't even hear. And the engine doesn't sound too bad when you... That's got a throaty little sound. Let's see if we can test the handling in this corner. It's not falling over. It's certainly not falling over. It's actually quite peppy. It is quite a peppy little car. Look guys, it's not the last word in refinement. I mean, come on, it's 159,000 Rand with Hyundai's impeccable 7-year warranties and things like that. I mean, this is problem-free motoring for 7 years. And roadside assistance. So I want to show you guys the climb to 120 with me actually putting my foot down. It's a 1.1 liter, so doesn't sound too bad. Okay, we're doing 80 and I'm gonna cut over. Yeah, no guys, it's more than enough power if you're alone in this car to get on with the business, which is driving around Cape Town. And I mean, I'm in the fast lane passing other cars, so really not a bad little car. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. We're trying to get Liberebil to 100,000 subscribers by next year June. It will really be appreciated. I hope you enjoyed this video of the Hyundai Atos. I'm trying to make these videos a little bit more understandable with the POV camera, so you guys feel like you're in the car and you're behind the wheel with me, getting a sense of what this car is like to drive, because these are affordable cars and a car that a lot of you are going to go out and purchase with your money. And I hope this video helped you with that purchase and with you making a decision in your life. So yeah, okay, there the wind blew because my hands is here at the bottom of the... There's actually buttons on the steering wheel as well, which the previous car didn't have. So yeah, big improvements. Be free, be you. Liberebil out.